So like I said, this is about internet safety for our families and the World Wide Web. Internet is a great convenience. It allows us access to information that many other generations never have had before. But with that convenience comes a great danger. The anonymity of the internet. Many pretend to be somebody that they are not, or something that they are not. Many choose to take advantage of others. And that's what I'd like to talk about today and make you aware of some of those dangers. Many areas of the internet are not well monitored, such as chat rooms and message boards. Social networking and the message boards can be some of the most dangerous areas on the internet, places where people take advantage of others. One of the first things you can do is to protect your computer. Keep your software, your antivirus, your anti-spyware programs, and computer systems updated to protect against attacks. As computer companies, as these companies find weaknesses in their systems, they give updates for their programs. Make sure your computer systems, your programs are up to date, so you have the most recent stuff on your computer to protect against attacks. Consider using a firewall to protect against hackers. Consider using encryption. Protect your wireless network by hiding the network name and using a WPA2 encryption protocol. And regularly change your encryption keys or your passwords. Stay anonymous. Being anonymous is very important. Don't post information that will identify you, such as your name, addresses or phone numbers, account numbers or passwords, nicknames that might identify you and where you live, names of your clubs, your schools or your hangouts, or your schedules, or anything to indicate where you could be found. I can hear a couple of you every now and then. If you could please press mute and keep that muted until we have some question time afterwards.
Yeah.
We have a question in Craig.
Yeah. Question from Craig. Can people just log into my email?
Not if they don't have your password.
Can people log into your email?
Or, yeah, access my Facebook and email?
The only reason they'd be able to do that is if you have given them the password or they have accessed your password in some way.
Okay, so it's all safe.
As long as you have good passwords and haven't shared those passwords with others, it should be safe.
Okay.
If everyone can push mute, we'll have lots of time for questions afterwards. Please take notes and write down any questions you have so we don't miss those. So passwords is the next thing I wanted to talk about. They can be used by criminals and thieves. They should be at least 8 characters long. Use letters, numbers, uppercase and lowercase letters. A tip for passwords. Take a sentence or a phrase easily remembered. Something like a Bible verse or anything like that is fine. Use the first letter of each word, change the cases, substitute numbers, and that will create a long, complex, but easy to remember password. You can repeat that phrase or that saying to yourself as you type in the password. It's a great way to create a password that is not too simple. Passwords should be changed every 3 months. They shouldn't be stored online or in documents or files or on any mobile devices. And don't use the same passwords for multiple accounts. Social networking. Remind your family to treat others how they want to be treated. Think about how your emails or how your messages will be read by others before sending them. Don't post anything you may regret later. Remember that once statements are made or pictures or videos are posted, other people control them and you can't take them back. What is posted by you will likely be looked at by admissions offices and even potential employers. It's frequent that potential employers will look at your Facebook, for example, to see how you carry yourself on a social networking site, and use that in determining if they're going to give you a job or if you're going to be accepted into a school. Just be aware that what's posted is out there for everyone to see. Let's talk about cyberbullying. It's a common problem for teens. It could be an unknown person you met online, or it could be a known classmate, for example, that is harassing online. It can be public, or it can be very private. It's easy for someone to commit cyberbullying because they don't have to confront anyone. It can all be done from a distance. It can be in the form of spreading rumors, sending or forwarding comments, posting pictures, or coercing the victim to send more pictures. The more frequent the communication with the bully, the greater the risk to the victim. Some tips about cyberbullying. Parents should be aware of any changes in the child's behavior. Save every communication possible between the victim and the bully. Document the threats, the frequency, and anything that has happened. Don't respond other than to tell the bully to stop. Block all communications possible and create new accounts. Stay away from areas frequented by the bully, such as message boards or gaming sites. Notify the internet service provider or the website where the harassment is occurring. And notify law enforcement of any threats and provide all possible documentation. Challenge number 1 for you. Ask your child if they know what to do if they're being bullied online. Remind them of these 3 steps. Don't respond. Save the message and tell a trusted adult. Mobile devices. Mobile devices, cell phones, are as advanced as most computers, and many of the things that you can do on computers you can do on your cell phones. I believe that cell phones that are capable of surfing the internet, taking photographs, sending and receiving images are one of the greatest dangers to our kids. It's very easy, it's very accessible for them to have, it's very convenient for them to do. It's easy for them to take pictures. They should never take. Even if your child does not take and send images, other kids may send inappropriate images to your child. Monitor your family's mobile phone usage. Communicate with your family and let them know what is okay and what is not. Sexting. Studies have shown a high percentage of teens have received a sext. Sext is sending or receiving nude or semi-nude photos by text. Images are sent to significant others to flirt or just to try to be funny, but they don't realize the seriousness, the damage that can be done. Images of minors in nude or sexually suggestive positions are child pornography, and they are illegal. Some tips for your mobile device. Protect your phone by using a password. Don't store unnecessary data on your phone. Encrypt your phone if possible. And use available anti-theft tools to track your phone, lock your phone, or turn on the camera to see what's going on. If your phone is stolen, some phones are capable of turning on the camera to see where it is.
You have a question.
Do I have a question from someone? Okay, let's continue. Snapchat. Snapchat, if you've ever heard of it, it allows users to take and send photographs, videos, or drawings to send them to a controlled list of recipients. The sender can set a time limit for how long the recipient can see the messages, ranging from 1 to 10 seconds. After that time, it's not supposed to be visible anymore. It's supposed to disappear, and they're not supposed to be able to see it anymore. And studies have shown that most users admit to having received nude pictures or inappropriate poses or gestures. Facebook is one of the most used social networking sites in the world. Over 1 billion users. of which 9% of that is suspected to be fake. A lot of fake accounts on Facebook. Facebook has been frequently used for cyberbullying. Bullying can happen in public forums or private messages. Illicit images and sexual advances usually happen by private messages to specific users. Some tips for Facebook. Set your account to private. Only accept friend requests from people you really know. Unfriend or block someone that is acting inappropriately. A private setting on your social networking site should not be a license to post anything you want. Anyone with permission to see your page could copy your posts or images and post them to other sites. It's just something to remember. Some other popular social networking sites. Of course, this isn't a comprehensive list, but this is just a few popular ones. Flickr, MySpace, Friendster, Xanga, and Instagram are all ones you may have seen or heard. Be aware that your kids may be using them, and do some research into what they are and how they may be used. Challenge 2, ask your child what social gaming sites they use. Check the screen names, the privacy settings, friends lists, and comments. Screen names that people use can sometimes be inappropriate. Sometimes they think they're being funny, but some teens have used names that can be suggestive, sexually suggestive, or suggestive of drug use or something similar that tends to give people an idea of what that person is, what that person likes to be. Check the screen names and see what screen names your children are using. These are some of the risky online decisions that people make. Friending unknown people, posting personal information, embarrassing or harassing others, talking about sex, sending or posting provocative images, sharing passwords, clicking on pop-ups or links sent by others. Each of these in and of themselves may not be dangerous. Kids get away with these a lot, but the more of these things that they do, the greater the risk to them. These are all dangerous things, but the more of them they do, the greater the danger. Some signs of grooming that you should be aware of. Check if your child is receiving gifts through the mail, if he's making calls to unknown numbers, turning away from friends and family, spending a lot of time online, getting upset when he or she can't get online, minimizing the screen and turning off the monitor when you come into the room. Don't ignore those signs. Challenge number 3, ask your child if anyone online has made them feel uncomfortable, has offered them gifts, or asked to meet them offline. Communication is the most important thing you can do to keep your family safe. It is the parent's job to keep the family safe, and that includes the children's time spent on the internet and mobile devices. The best way to keep them safe is to have open lines of communication with the family. Share your expectations and boundaries so they know what is okay and what is not. Talking to them now will encourage them to talk to you later if something does happen. Some internet rules. Establish the rules for your children's internet use. What sites can they visit? Who can they talk to? How much time can they spend online? Keep your computer in a common room. It's very important to have it in a common room rather than hidden in the child's room or in the basement in an area that the child can be alone and be doing things that you're unaware of. Keep it out in the open where you can monitor what's happening. Monitor the usage and encourage the rules to be followed. Some supervision that you can do. The internet service providers may have parental controls. Find out what controls and filters are available and use them. Check your computer's browser history. Check phone logs, messages, browser history. Disable the wireless if necessary. Be careful about going overboard. Some parents can go a little bit overboard. It's just more in how they do things but may push the kids away, may push the teen away to the point where the kid is doing things behind the parent's back. Just be careful. Become a part of their online lives to encourage them to share. Ask him, what is your favorite thing to do online? Or show me how to play your favorite game. Show me the funniest YouTube video. Just become a part of their online lives. Making internet safety a regular part of your conversations is a great way. What should be reported? If anyone asks your child for personal information, photographs or videos, if your child receives obscene materials, if anyone speaking to a child in a sexual manner, anyone who asks your child to meet them in person, threats to your child's life, safety, or to others, you can make those reports to Cyber Tip Line. It's www.cybertipline.com or calling 1-800-THE-LOST. Making a report to Cyber Tip Line, they take your report and review your report, and they will send it to the appropriate law enforcement agency that is best equipped or in the correct area to handle the problem. Here are some important websites for internet safety: netsmarts.org, stopcyberbullying.org, onguardonline.gov, mcgruff.org, staysafeonline.org, missingkids.com, and of course cybertipline.com. What questions do you have?
I have a question. We talked about checking the history, the browser history,
Yes.
and typically you have to do that on each computer. But is there a way to check the browser history without having your child's computer?
You'll have to look at that computer and be able to look at the browser history on that.
Okay.
You could possibly go through your internet service provider. They might be able to give you some information, but you'll have to look at the computer that's being used.
Well, and the reason why I ask this is because typically that browser history has been deleted. So if there's something that we can check the history, because you can go in and delete the history.
I think you just have to communicate with them and tell them not to delete that browser history.
Yeah, okay, you come to the house and tell them that, okay?
Sharon, there is a way to go in, even if they've deleted the browser history, and find where they've been. Trust me on
would
this.
you, Amy, would you send that to me in email?
I'll send it to you.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
I have a 16-year-old son. There's a way.
Yeah, 15-year-old granddaughter.
I think we have a question in Craig.
Oh,
Craig, go ahead.
yeah. I had a 23-year-old son that went on skeptical websites. So I'm scared to get another computer. Can you request like a computer where I can just spam out all the stuff that they look up?
Oh yeah, you can get filters.
Filters?
Some internet service providers provide parental controls, and you can go through the internet service provider to set those. But you could also turn off the wireless. Put a password on the wireless that only you can use the wireless.
Yeah. He always bypasses it.
You need stronger passwords.
This is Dorian Hollis.
Hollis, go ahead.
Well, I don't know what the program is called, but I have someone I know that does use a program for their kids. It's a parental type program that they put on all the computers, that if the child goes to a site, or even sometimes even accidentally goes to something that is deemed inappropriate program, and I think you set the parameters, it alerts the main computer that this has happened. So they can then go check it out. I don't know what they're called though, so I'm not sure if you could suggest what they are.
I don't have the names of any of those programs, but there are some good programs like that, and each one has different abilities and things. You'll have to research the abilities of each program, but there are some programs available that can help with that.
Hey, this is Melody and Kenai. I have a quick question for you. I've heard of computer stalking with domestic violence. I was wondering if this is common and what your experience with this is.
Computer stalking in what ways?
In domestic violence, as far as the partner controlling or threatening.
I don't think it's real common, but monitoring if the suspect is monitoring the victim's emails or things like that, the person should just change passwords, possibly change emails if they have to, email accounts if they have to. But I haven't seen a lot of cases where that has been a big problem. Maybe I didn't answer your question very well. Is it more specific than that? Go ahead.
Oh, no, you were fine. I was actually, I've just heard about that. I was really wondering what your police department handles as far as cyber crimes. What is common in Alaska? Because I haven't heard of a lot up here.
There's plenty, and more of what I've been dealing with is problems in the high schools with sexting and things like that. I get a lot of cases like that. We get a lot of cases of child sexual exploitation photos, things like that that people have on their computers, and investigate those cases as well. We have had cases of some stalking and harassing online. Those haven't necessarily been in a domestic violence case, but just friends and things like that things have gotten out of hand. Cyberbullying type things.
And I can mention, this is Amy and Craig, we've had cyberbullying problems in the middle school and the high school here in Craig, and we just did a program with the Macmillan Institute on sexting and being safe online for the teens, because that is a huge problem here. And it's not necessarily just images, it's also text. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a photograph, it can be words of a suggestive manner. And what they were talking about in that, and I'm not quite sure what the law is in Alaska, but if you're engaged in that and someone underage sends you a photo and you send that photo on, then you have to, you can be brought up on charges as a sex offender and have to register as a sex offender for your entire life, even if you're a teenager, just kind of messing around with this. So I'm not quite sure what the law is in Alaska, but that's what it is in Washington, Oregon, and in other places in the lower 48. And that was enough to scare a bunch of people, because that'll follow you forever.
Right, and most people don't realize that the images, if a junior high school image of a student gets sent around and that person is nude, it's child pornography, and if you are sending that photo on to someone else, it's illegal. To have that picture itself is illegal, or to send it to others is illegal, and most kids don't understand the gravity of that, the seriousness of it. Do we have any other questions? Well, I know this has been very basic, but I hope it helps out in some way, helps you open the line of communication with your family.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I did have one question. You have given quite a bit of information. Am I correct? You said this is going to be available to us online?
Yes, it is recorded.
And we have that list of all the websites.
Yes, the Alaska Internet Circle of Safety, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Hi, Amy. This is Julie, and I'm curious, what were you going to suggest to the woman in Glen Ellen on how you could check histories that have been deleted?
Tim had something that he did, this is my husband, had something that he could do in Explorer that when my 16-year-old son deleted the browsing history and we kind of wondered what he had been, he was able to pull up where he had been.
Hi, Glen Ellen, I think you left your speaker on.
I'm not quite sure where in the settings it is, but I'll go home and ask him and compare and I'll compare you.
No, my speaker was off.
Okay.
Sorry. Somebody else had theirs on.
And moving it further away, is that better?
Yes.
Fair. But yeah, there was something Tim was able to do to go through and look, and thank you, Lord, he hadn't been anywhere untoward. So yeah, but there is a way in Explorer, as long as he's using or she's using Explorer, that you can access that information.
The browser history is just a quick list, and it is stored in other places as well, yes.
Do you want to give them your contact info?
So like I said, I work at the Juneau Police Department. You can contact me at the Juneau Police Department. My phone number is 907-586-0600 and ask for me, Detective Shawn Phelps, and they will put you through to me. But if you have more specific questions, feel free to give me a call.
Thank you, Shawn. This was great.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending.